That is the key. That is the big light bulb moment. It's not just because you can get in here and sit and feed her a treat and make it happen. That's really not setting you up for anything in future. You have to teach respect. Sitting down in here and petting on her does not teach respect. It does not replace the fear or the lack of desire with something else. If you live up north in one of the colder environments, we're in the south. Our winters are usually pretty mild, highs in the 70s, lows in the 40s. If you'd like to send your horse down so I can keep it conditioned over the winter so you'll be ready to show when it comes back in the spring, or if you have one you'd like to get started, it's a great time of the year to start them, and then in the springtime we'll send it back home and you'll be able to continue. So I want to spend a few minutes this morning working with Rodeo and her feet. The owners came by over the weekend, today's Monday, and looked at her and petted on her. And, they want to change her barn name to Rosie. So I'll try to start using Rosie, but as terrible as I am with names, I'm not too sure. Not too sure if I'll remember. Anyways, I'm going to start working her feet, but the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to walk a couple of circles, get her to follow me to the left, follow me to the right. Same thing as when we're going to ride and we're taking them outside and just walking a couple circles. Just getting her mind on me. As you see, huge improvement from when she was trying to jump over the wall. Much, much better. Now it's time to start working on her feet. I had said in the beginning that I wanted to get a few just basic ground respect things down first before the feet, and we're there now. So what I want to start with, I'd like to try just picking them up with my hand. I'll go to using a rope or different other things if picking them up with my hand don't work. Jump down and just keep rubbing, keep rubbing, keep rubbing. We have worked this a little bit, but not a lot. I want to put the lead rope on my left hand. Good girl. That actually, we've only worked her a few times. That's coming along pretty quick. Hold it up for a second, put it down. Let's go to the back. Do basically the same thing with the back and put it down. Notice I'm not even doing a lot of holding it up. She's picking it up, I'm touching it with my hand, and then I'll release and put it down. After she's more comfortable doing it, then I'll start asking her to hold it up a little longer. Right there, I held it a little bit because she was walking. Let's turn around, we'll do that leg again. Come forward so they can see. My position here has a lot to do with how successful or unsuccessful this is. Notice I'm standing up against her with my back to her. This is how I like to do it, with the lead rope in my offside hand. I don't have it so tight that I'm pulling her head around while I'm bending over, but I have it tight enough so that if she was to go kick, she's not going to run just forward, she'll run around in a circle, which is another reason why I like to do this in a stall, because she really has no place to go, so it keeps her mind in on me. Same thing with lunging in here. I had several comments about she needed to be in a bigger area because this was too confined and there was no space. Well, that no space is what makes the training go good. You go out in a bigger area, it slows everything down. Now, once she's good at this, we'll go out in the bigger area and then reinforce this with more distractions around. Put it down. Good girl. Really nice. Now I'll turn her around, we'll do the other side. And really didn't do anything special with her. If I would have started this in the very beginning, when she was fighting us so much, we would have been in a fight with her feet. But because we established a little bit of groundwork, a little bit of respect first, it's transferring to her feet. That is what's so important. Going in here and making her move was the key. Just coming in here and sitting and waiting for her to come to me or give her treats you would have been able to get your hands on her, but you would not have been able to establish this foundation for going forward with everything else. Then when you went to ask her to do something with her feet, she would have went right into resistance because you didn't fix the resistance by sitting in here asking her to come to you and feeding retreats. That is the key. That is the big light bulb moment. It's not just because you can get in here and sit and feed a retreat and make it happen. That's really not setting you up for anything in future. You have to teach respect. Sitting down in here and petting on her does not teach respect. It does not replace the fear or the lack of desire with something else. I talked about that in another video. With her fear or lack of desire, it was really mainly a lack of desire to do what I was asking her to do. I had to replace that lack of desire with desire, and did that by making her move her feet. You're not going to do that by just sitting in here and letting them come to you. Let's ask for this foot. So if you have any questions about what I'm doing here, put it in the comments below and I'll see if I can answer your question. And if you're finding what I'm doing helpful, if you would click the like button, and that will help YouTube know to send the videos out to other people. If you have a friend that you think needs to watch this video, share it with them. Let them see what I'm doing and might help more people. And put it down. Pet on a little bit. As she gets better, I'll hold it up longer, pick it up a little higher, move it around a little bit more, pat on it a little bit more, pick it out, all those kind of things. That will be progressing forward. Right now, I have to just get her comfortable picking it up. She's learning right now to balance herself on 3 feet. I will eventually need her to learn to balance herself while I'm moving it around. And if I did that now, that's going to be too much. Good girl. So I would probably get the question, I will probably get the question, what would I do if she tried to kick at me? So if she tries to kick at me, that is going to be lack of desire, just like when she was trying to go over the stall ball, the exact same thing, lack of desire to do what I asked her to do. And I would do the exact same thing. I'd make her move her feet. It doesn't have to be hard, but she would have to move her feet. You could come in and start desensitizing and stuff. That's really not the issue. She's not really scared. It's all lack of desire to do what was being asked of her. Now she's standing not very good. Let's see if she'll fix it. There we go. I didn't hold it up long because that right foot's out. It's really not very good for picking that foot up. Let's back her up a step. Get the right foot under her a little better. Get this right, there we go. Now she stepped back forward, there we go. Knee foot. There we go. Now when I pick her foot up, I have to kind of judge how long I can hold it. I want to gradually hold it longer and longer and longer, but if I hold it too long, too quick, she's going to start walking off, she's going to panic, she's going to start trying to kick my hand away. So I have to judge her demeanor with how long to hold it. See, right that time when I picked her leg up, she shook it a little bit. It's a combination of, I have to tell how much of it is her just not wanting to pick it up and her not being comfortable yet with it being picked up. So that's my judgment I have to make. If I think that it's her not wanting it, I'm going to go ahead and hold it up longer. If I think that it's her not being comfortable, I'm going to put it down a little bit sooner. And that's something that I have to judge. And if you're working this with your horse, you'll have to judge which is it. Because, there we go. It's like that ruler that I talked about. 12-inch ruler. 0 on this end, 12 on this end. Everything you do with your horse, you want it to be a 6. No resistance, willing, but also not in your face and pushy. So that not wanting to pick it up would be resistance. Her being afraid to pick it up would be 12, would be the other end of the rule. I want her 6. I want her not afraid. I want her obedient. So you have to push her down or up that ruler, depending on what she's doing. Do this one more time. Again, that right leg's really not in a good position. Put a little bit of pressure. Actually, let's see what happens if I touch her nose. There we go. And then put it down. Good girl. So I just touched her nose, brought her nose over, made that right front foot step up. Not a big deal. I just helped her show her what she needed to do. So this is Rodeo / Rosie. I'll have a playlist up here to her other videos. She's been a handful. If you haven't seen the videos, you probably want to go look at that playlist on YouTube. Until next time, thank you for watching. I want to thank everybody for supporting me on Patreon. That's where I usually post some of the more detailed training videos. There's 3 levels, $5, $25, $75. $5 level, you get access to all those detailed training videos. $25 level, you get access to all the videos, plus you get 20% discount on video lessons, and you're entered for a drawing for a giveaway that I do once a month. $75 level, you get all of that, plus you get a free video lesson a month. I'll get thousands of questions a day. There's no way I can answer them all, but I answer Patreon questions every day. Patreon, Tim Anderson Horse Training. I appreciate everybody for supporting me there.